Hello, this is Lisa from Our Savior's Lutheran Church, and I am here to share our first Sunday school story lesson with you today. This is the lesson about something called Passover, and we are going to learn that story about the Passover by reading about Moses and how the Israelite people, God's people, were in Egypt as slaves. And the Pharaoh, who was the king of Egypt, was not wanting to let those slaves go. So I'm reading the story from the Beginner's Bible, and I'm going to use some props that I have here in an egg carton. I thought an egg carton was a great way to do this because it has things sectioned off for me already. There were 10 plagues, so there are 10 different items that I'm going to show you that are in my egg cups, as well as my little puppets of Moses, the green guy, and Pharaoh, the red guy. The reason that Moses is green was because he was telling Pharaoh, "Let my people go." And Pharaoh was saying, "No way, stop." He was not letting the people go. So that's how I'm telling my story today. So we are in the land of Egypt where God's people are slaves and they're treated very horribly by the Egyptian people. This is called hard times for Egypt. Moses went to the king of Egypt, Moses and the Pharaoh. He said, "God wants you to let his people go." But the king said no. So the first thing that God did was he turned all the water in Egypt to blood. What I did was I took something red, they're red peanut M&Ms, and I put them in my first cup here to remind me that the first plague was the water turning into blood. And you know that there's a big Nile, in a river called the River Nile in Egypt, and that is what turned into blood. God turned all the water into blood. The people did not dare drink the water, but the king still would not let the Israelites go. So the second plague that came was a plague of frogs. They were all over the land. I have a little green wood triangle that reminds me of a frog. And the frogs were all over the land. They were in the kitchens, in everybody's beds. They were everywhere. The king said, "Make the frogs go away." But after God took the frogs away, then the king said, "No, the people can't go." The third plague that came over the land is gnats. Do you know how little bugs fly around your face? Those are gnats. And what I have here, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see them very well. I have some sprinkles. Sprinkles like you'd want to put on your ice cream or in a cake or something. And I put them in a cup to remind me of those little tiny gnats that fly around. God made gnats come all over the land. The gnats were on the people. They were on the animals. But the king still would not let the people go. The next plague that came to Egypt was flies. Do you know what peppercorns are? There are these little tiny black balls of pepper. When you grind them, they will season your food like pepper. That is what I put in my fourth cup to remind me that flies came over the land of Egypt. The houses were full of flies. The ground was covered with flies. The king said, "The people can go. Just get rid of the flies too." So God took away the flies. And then the king changed his mind and said, "No, you can't go." The next thing that happened was all the animals got sick. I have a little toy animal. It's a pig. But if you had a little horse or a cow or any kind of an animal, you could put that in your cup. Then God said to the king, "Your cows and horses and donkeys will get sick." And that's what happened. All the animals got very sick. But still, the king said, "The people cannot go." The next thing that happened was God made the people of Egypt sick. And in my cup, I have Red Hots. Do you know what those are? Little cinnamon candies. Those are like the sores that people got all over their bodies. God made the people of Egypt get sick. They had sores on their bodies, but still the king said he would not let the people go. Then God sent a hailstorm. The little thing that I have are some little puffs, or you could use little marshmallows. They look like little pieces of hail. Hail beat down everything that was growing in the land of Egypt. The king said, "We have had enough. Take your people and go." But when he saw the hail stop, he changed his mind again and he said, "No, you can't go." So God sent locusts all over the land. And another word for a locust is a grasshopper. And I thought this little brown clothespin that I had could remind me of a grasshopper, kind of hopping along. The grasshoppers, or locusts, covered the ground until it was black. They ate all the fruit off the trees, and the king said, "Take these locusts away, and then you can go." So the locusts disappeared, but the king changed his mind again. Then God sent darkness to cover the land. Even in the daytime, it was dark. And again, I used some of my dark colored peanut M&Ms, the dark brown ones or the black ones, to remind me that there was darkness covering the land. No one could see anything. They could not leave their houses. But still, the king said, "You may not leave Egypt." He was really a stubborn king, wasn't he? So the last plague that came, we've been through 9 plagues already. The last plague that came, God said, "The oldest boy in each family of Egypt will die." In my cup, I just put a little strip of black cloth to remind me of death. And this is the part of the story that's kind of important. How were the Israelites going to be saved from death? Well, God told them to kill a lamb and to fix it for a meal that they were going to have the night before they left Egypt. And so everybody killed a lamb, and they were supposed to take that blood from that lamb and put it on top of their door and on the sides of their doors, so that that was an indication or a sign that that was an Israelite family and that death would not come to their home. So what happened that night? The angel of death came to Egypt, and he started having every firstborn child in every Egyptian family die. But when he saw the blood on the doorposts, we call it doorposts, over the door and on the sides of the door, the angel of death passed over that door. And to this day, Jewish people celebrate the Passover meal. It was the meal that they ate to remind them that God passed over their houses and saved those people. So here's the story. God said, the oldest boy in each family from the people of Egypt will die, but my people will be safe. And it happened just as God said. And that night, the king, the Pharaoh, called Moses, and he said, "Go, get out of the land of Egypt." And so very quickly, the people had to pack up their things, and they left the land of Egypt and were free from slavery. That is our story for today. Now, you can put your Moses and your Pharaoh little people, however you decide to make them, into your last 2 cups. And boys and girls, this can be called your Exodus egg carton. The story of Moses leading the people out of Egypt is in the Bible book called Exodus, which also means exit. They exited the land of Egypt. They left the land and were free. So we can call this our Exodus egg carton. And in it you will see the red for the river turning into blood. You will see my wooden triangle, reminds me of the frogs. You will see the little sprinkles that remind me of gnats, the peppercorns that remind me of flies, an animal which says all the animals got sick and died, these red hots, which are the sores that the people got, these little white puffs or little white marshmallows that remind us that hail came down and ruined all the crops. I have a little clothespin that reminds me that locusts or grasshoppers came and ate all the crops, were all over the land. My black M&Ms or dark M&Ms that told me that the darkness came over the land. And finally, my little strip of black cloth that says death would come to the firstborn of every family. And then down here at the very end, I have my Moses and my Pharaoh to help me tell the story. So you can do this at home if you feel like it. Otherwise, you can listen to this story again and again this week if you read from your Spark Story Bible or from your Our Savior's Lutheran Church Weekly Reader. Thanks for joining me, boys and girls. Let's learn some songs that we can sing to help us remember the story of Moses. Now that we've heard the story about the Passover and God setting his people free from Egypt, we're going to learn a couple of songs that will help us remember the story. So the first song is this one right here, and it is going to be sung to the tune of Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I think you already know that tune, so it's going to be easier to learn. And let me explain what my picture words mean to you here. The words are, Moses said, let my people go. And then we're going to hold up our hand and sing go 5 times. Go, 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 go. Let's sing it together. Moses said, let my people go. Go, 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 go. You know the first line. This is the Pharaoh. This is my picture of the king of Egypt. And this line is, Pharaoh answered, no, no, no. Then hold up your hand. No, 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 no. Sing it with me. Pharaoh answered, no, no, no. No, 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 no. Now, we got to do some actions with this song. So we're going to sing with a go, go here and a no, no there. Here a go, there a no, everywhere a no, no. Sing that with me. With a go, go here. With a go, go here and a no, no there. Here a go, there a no, everywhere a no, no. Then, way down here at the bottom, our last part goes like this. God reached out and set them free. Everybody sing it. God reached out and set them free. God let the people go. Sing it with me. God let the people go. Do you think we can do the whole song together? I'll play and sing with you. Ready? Here we go. We're starting right up here at the top. Moses said, Moses said, let my people go. Go, 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 go. Pharaoh answered, no, no, no. No, 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 no. With a go, go here and a no, no there. Here a go, there a no, everywhere a go, go. Oh, God, I'm sorry. God reached out and set them free. God let the people go. Our second song, boys and girls, about getting the people out of Egypt, God's people out of Egypt, is actually taken from this blue hymnal, and it's called a spiritual. It is one that black slaves in America sang a long time ago when they were slaves, and the part that I think you're going to really like is this red line right here that says, let my people go. So we're going to sing this line. When Israel, those were God's people, was in Egypt's land, and then you sing, let my people go. Now, this is kind of a funny one. Oh, an iron, this is my picture of an iron, does pressing. Oppressed. That means they were put down. They were treated so badly by the Pharaoh. And they were having hard lives, being oppressed. So they were oppressed so hard they could not stand. And then we sing that line again. Let my people go. Then there's a verse that says, go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, Pharaoh, let my people go. So we're going to sing it a couple of times so that you can hear what this sounds like. It goes like this. When Israel was in Egypt's land. Everybody sing it with me. When Israel was in Egypt's land. Here's the best part. Let my people go. Sing it with me. Let my people go. Now listen again. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. You sing it. Oppressed so hard they could not stand. And let my people go is the same again. Let my people go. Could we sing those two lines together? We're going to sing when Israel was in Egypt's land and oppressed so hard. Here we go. When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Now, here comes what we call the chorus, and it sounds like this. Go down, Moses. Everybody sing that. Go down, Moses. Listen. Way down in Egypt's land. Everybody sing it. It's kind of a high one, so I really want you to raise your eyebrows when you sing this part, and that'll help you sing high. Way down in Egypt's land. Now listen. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people Moses. Ready? Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Boys and girls, can we sing this one time from the top together? Here we go. Do your best, and especially sing loud on the Let My People Go part. Ready? When Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. Oppressed so hard they could not stand, let my people go. Go down, Moses, way down in Egypt's land. Tell old Pharaoh, let my people go. Thanks for singing with me, boys and girls. We will sing these songs again during this month of October. Thank you. Bye-bye.